Baboom! And we are here again. Hello out there. Good to be back in the seat, in the co-pilot seat, not pilot seat. I forced myself to always say that I'm not moderating this, I'm co-moderating this, so it's good to be back. Hello everyone, welcome to this lovely new episode of our Devlog stream of Tidal Rush, of the Tidal Rush official channel. I'm back in not full fighting shape, but almost, I would say. Special thanks to Rosie. I hope you're doing well today as well. How's your day so far?
My day so far was quite good. Did a lot of stuff. Actually, I wasn't able to manage the last couple of weeks due to the application preparation for the public funding. But I think it's another topic where we're going to speak later in the stream about. But overall, it was a quite cool day, I have to say.
Lovely. It's good to be back. It's good to have you back. Thanks for taking over the chat. Devlog, I see you in the chat as well. Thanks for joining us today. And he's already also requesting something. Can you move chat to the left a bit and make it a tad wider? Of course I can. Give me a sec. Yeah, so thank you so much, Rosie, for taking over the last stream. I guess.
Yeah, it was. Sorry for interrupting you, but it was actually quite a challenge. So, like you may have seen, guys, last chat started like a bit later due to the fact that I needed to sign in several, stuff, and I wasn't aware that I also need to log into Streamlabs, and so I actually started the stream over and over again on my private account. So big kudos to Ronnie for always managing that kind of software stuff. And
thank you so much.
I was also very overwhelmed the first time we streamed together, because actually there's so much stuff actually need to manage, like how do you change the scenes, actually setting up the scenes. And after receiving your setup, I was quite overwhelmed by, okay, what did he do here? Looked like the cockpit of like a Star Trek Voyager or whatsoever. Was quite impressive. But overall, good to have you back. So today is your probation period, which means you reapplied to taking over the driver's seat of the chat, not of the chat, but of the stream. But overall, I think that the chat needs to decide if you can join us again into the Kevin and Rosie show.
I hope that application will be successful. Yeah, I did formally reapply. That's true. Thanks for the kudos. It's actually funny how complicated streaming is, right? To just set it up from right from the get-go and manage all of that. It's like 1,000 things you basically need to supervise all at the same time while you're still talking about stuff. And if we know one fact for sure, that I'm definitely not lazy when it comes to talking, but talking and doing stuff on the sideline as well, quite a challenge for me as well. I hope so. It's good to be back. I think also Devlog and hopefully all the others also agree that I can still, or I'm allowed to still be here. But thank you so much to you and also to Kevin, who joined in the last stream, talking a bit about his role at the company, about his journey in the games industry. That was a super fun stream, especially your hot seat Q&A round was very entertaining. I watched that while I was laying down over the weekend because, I think you mentioned that briefly in the former stream, but I had like a nasty ear infection, which sort of...
annoying pain. I have to say, annoying pain.
Evolved into like a bit into my jaw area, kind of, and it's still hurting a little bit, so I'm not like completely done with it yet, but this is like some of the first days that I'm not like completely annoyed by it and completely out of order. So it's good to be back. Every minute that I'm not wearing headphones is a good one, so after the stream I will definitely take them off again.
And also for me, learning that because I did not know that actually trash talk can cause an ear infection. So
it can, as you seem. I mean, where otherwise should I have got it from, if not from our trash talk session?
But we also have to celebrate something, Ronnie, I think.
Yes, that is actually one of the first things that I wanted to mention, because you guys did it, and I'm very happy that you did it, because we reached our very first milestone with our Twitch channel and reached 25 followers, which doesn't seem to be a massive number so far, but we celebrated it actually quite a lot because it allows us to make a tiny tiptoe step into the direction of becoming a Twitch affiliate partner at this point, allowing us to in the future enable custom emojis. We are I think I don't know if that's already possible as of right now. I'm quite new still to Twitch, but I think subscriptions should be now possible. I probably still need to configure everything properly, but I've seen that we hit the 25 followers streamline, so kudos to that. That's a great achievement. So wonderful that we hit that. Also, that would allow us to slightly increase the bit rate, so the video quality and audio quality, hopefully, of the stream will become better in the future as well. And if there's, by the way, any problems with the audio quality, lovely chat at the moment, then please do tell us, because otherwise we will never notice. Or maybe too late. Let's put it that way. Yeah, and other than that, I had a lovely weekend. I hope you too. What did you do on the weekend, Ozzy?
So actually, it was a long weekend. So on Friday was the day, what is it called, of reuniting or so?
Oh yes,
I don't know.
The German National Reunion Day.
Yeah,
it was.
It's a bank holiday.
Was a day off for us. Boop boop. Pommel,
yeah, and we used it.
Good to have you on the stream. Welcome back.
Hey, Pommels, beep up. So yeah, what we did on Friday. So like I said, it was a bank holiday in Germany. So yeah, we used the day to, what else? We are going to, we drank beer. Yeah, so actually we did our own neighborhood Oktoberfest, which means so we have eaten Weißwurst, which is like a cooked sausage, drank a lot of beer, the real Oktoberfest beer, have some brezel, I don't know, what is brezel?
Pretzels.
Is it still pretzels? Yeah, so we had some pretzels, stuff like this. Played a lot of games, for example, Wikinger Schach. What is
Viking chess? Yeah, but I don't
Viking chess.
I don't know if that's actually the proper English term for it, but I know what game you mean. It's that wooden
pieces you put on
it was a lot of fun on the grass field, and then you just basically try to smack them over by throwing like a normal stick. It's actually super fun game. Guys.
Yeah, actually, when you had a couple of beers, because then your aiming went down far. It was so quite good, and so actually the kids won all the rounds, and the adults were like, okay, then I need to have another beer. Mm-hmm. But overall, it was a good day, and also recognize that I'm getting old, because I actually needed the whole Saturday to recover from that kind of Friday, which was a special day. I'm not doing that often, but it was quite cool. And they also actually recognized that also Bavarian, or that, I don't know who mentioned it, Pommels, the Bavarian breakfast, is very awesome. So starting with a Weißwurst into the day, and also to have some pretzels and other stuff, it's kind of awesome. And it's actually a downside for me. So compared to you, Ronnie, you live in the heart of Germany. You live in Berlin. I'm living actually in a small, tiny village next to cows on the field. So for me, I'm very limited when it comes to like special food. And I think it's one thing which I'm missing about Berlin, because I spent 2 years in Berlin, and a very nice founders community, I would say. So actually we shared, I think 5 guys shared one flat. Was kind of messy.
Thank God you said flat and not
kind of creepy.
I mean, whatever you want to do it, right?
Yeah, but what I'm missing about Berlin is that you actually have a lot of food options. You just, when you for example throw a stone, you always hit like a very cool restaurant.
Yeah.
And so since you're in Berlin, and I also want to go back to Berlin to actually meet a friend, do you have any very awesome food recommendations?
Oh, I actually do have one. Because I mean, like I said, I was a little bit sick over the weekend, but nonetheless, I tried to go out, at least catch some tiny bits and pieces of fresh air. As fresh as you can probably proclaim Berlin air to be, but I got like I actually got invited by my girlfriend to a very nice new Japanese ramen restaurant. And for everyone who's not familiar with the ramen, what ramen means, that is a Japanese noodle soup. And there's like the usually three typical different like baselines or foundations of ramen soup, which is miso, shiyu, and shoyu. All like very different flavors, but it was absolutely fantastic. It was lovely food. I can definitely recommend it. So if you want to know exactly where that was, I can definitely drop a Google Maps link later on in the chat. Please don't ask me how the restaurant was called because it had a very funky Japanese name.
What was the name of the restaurant?
Okosake. I have no clue. It really had a funky Japanese name, which I probably mispronounced in a million different ways. But it was lovely. It was actually a very good restaurant, and especially when you're sick, like having the feeling of a very warm soup. Also, when it's a little bit spicy, basically it negates the fact that your body is feeling sick in an instant. You're eating that stuff, and you're feeling like 100 years younger, which in our current days, Rosie, you might know it, is a lot of years. It makes a difference with the age we have already passed.
I totally agree on the ramen because my family and I, we had a huge Asian round trip beginning of this year, and we also spent some time in Japan.
Mhm.
And it was so awesome to go that we went into actually a traditional ramen restaurant. And my advantage is that my wife learned how to cook actually real Japanese ramen.
So jealous.
The kitchen after that is always a mess, and that's always my job because I don't know what it's called in German. It's called Beikoch. So I'm the guy who's cleaning up afterwards.
I mean, usually it's the sous chef what you're referring to, but since you're not cooking, you're
I think
cleaning.
so.
You're basically the cleaner.
Yeah, I'm just a cleaner. But yeah, we try once a week to eat ramen, and I love it, and it's so crazy. But next to ramen, Japanese food, I also like Thai food because when it comes along with like when you have like a cold or something like this, Thai food, the spicy, the curry, that's always good. I love it. When actually I had one experience in a restaurant. It was like I was sitting under the fan. It was hot outside. Okay, that's pretty typical when you are in Thailand. But then I had like a red curry, and the waitress asked me, "So, based on spiciness, do we want to have it like spicy, real spicy, or a Thai spicy, or Armageddon?" And I was like, "Okay, I'm going with Thai spicy." And then while I was eating, I start sweating. Not that it was like hot in my mouth, but I just start sweating, completely out of control. And after I was done with my food, I have eaten a cold dish, and even the cold dish felt warm in my mouth. It was so freaking hot, so crazy. But actually, from my perspective, I have to recommend Asian food is always the best. But
yeah, also visiting Asian countries, eating spicy food over there is a completely different challenge than eating spicy food over here. Yeah, it's a. I heard of that.
Did you actually ever experience like an awkward food, like something you would usually not eat in Germany, or which is not sold in a restaurant?
I mean, what do you mean by awkward food? I mean, usually when you go into different countries, I mean, obviously you get ingredients that are not very common here. If you think about if you're speaking about like very disgusting food or very unusual stuff that you not consider food by our standards, then
that's what I mean.
Definitely, I think I did eat a 1,000 years old egg once. It's not actually 1,000 years old. It's basically an egg that is, I think, stored basically in an earth hole. It's basically dig down, or digged up after a couple of weeks or months or so. I don't know. And then I ate this, and it was absolutely horrible. It was horrible. It was the worst thing I ever put in my mouth. Believe me.
When we did this Asian round trip, we also met some friends in China, in Shanghai. And then we went to a hot pot restaurant. And one of our friends was local, and she was like, "I'm ordered traditional Chinese food. You need to put in a hot pot.
Yeah.
And there was stuff I've never seen before. Some looked like rubber. Some was like I think it was duck blood. So I've eaten what is it called? No, not testicles. It's a weird stuff, but actually similar to testicles, something like this. But I never asked what it was. She was just like, just eat it, and do not ask what it is. And just taste it. Just enjoy the flavor.
That's the proper way of doing it. Just not ask where it's coming from. Just try it.
Yeah, that's always the thing. A crazy thing. Pommels just mentioned that he faded once from Asian noodles.
Wow, that's insane. Like fading is like a different level. I mean, I've ate spicy food.
Was it so hot?
What type of food was it, Pommels? Let us know in the chat. Yeah, but definitely, if you want to have more food recommendations, I can definitely give you loads. I'm maintaining a list of favorite restaurants basically since I moved to Berlin. I think I'm living in Berlin now since 14 years in total.
Oh, that's crazy.
So that list got created a while ago and is growing and growing over the years. So I probably have something for every preference of cuisine. Almost is writing as well. It was so hot, got cold sweat, limbs got numb in the full package.
Holy moly!
That is a different food experience, definitely.
But that's the level where Phil starts with hot food, actually.
I heard of that, yeah, and it's absolutely insane. I must say. I personally must say sorry for that. I personally must say I can't handle spicy food at all. I'm way too weak for that. I eat warm, nice soups, and then I'm good.
But so next to eating, what are other off-screen hobbies? Because I assume after you already right now also be at Müggelheim, what are your off-screen hobbies? Because I think you mentioned something that you started with garden work or gardening. Is it actually a hobby right now from your side? Is it or is it just like a task you need to do?
I think right now it's still a task, I would say. But it's an interesting question because off-screen hobbies, I'm definitely every once in a while. And please chat, let us know if you also have any cool off-screen hobbies, because I've started to look quite a lot into stuff that I can basically do apart from sitting in front of the display, because like obviously being part of a developing games company, working in the startup industry for many years, also being a gamer, a very passionate one, during my private time, leads to the fact that I'm sitting in front of the screen quite often, and I'm looking for hobbies that I can do without sitting in front of the screen. And I've also had quite a long conversation with my girlfriend on the weekend about this. And gardening, definitely now that I'm living in a new place, is becoming kind of a hobby. I really do enjoy it. I do enjoy being outside. I mean, right now it's the fall, the autumn leaves season. So Rosie, as a house and garden owner yourself, you will notice this is not the most favorite time of the year for garden owners.
No.
Because
duty calls,
picking all the leaves, cutting all the trees, etc. That is a ton of work. Definitely to do. And what I also recently thought about, I had this situation where like a vase or a part of my girlfriend's vase broke. The handle actually broke off, and I fixed that using super glue. And that reminded me of the days when I was a teenager. I actually used to build these small plastic models of like Second World War fighter jets or whatever. And I wondered, is there actually something similar that I can do as an adult? Because I really like this like tiny, detailed, slow-paced sort of woodworking, basically craftsman to-dos. So I started to look into like building sales ships and all kinds of things. And I found like a really cool website where you can actually buy models or like entire kits from building basically sales ships from the inside out in a very, very minute detail. And it will probably take me weeks to finish one. But I'm thinking about actually approaching that hobby once again. This is a very good one. What about yourself? I mean, we have our experiences with like being stressed all the time and sitting in front of a in front of monitors all the time or displays. What are you doing for getting a bit off time?
Nah, that's a good question. But first of all, maybe you can also try out Warhammer when you want to build something, and maybe you can build your whole own army and play against other folks. But yeah, so first of all, gardening. I think gardening is a kind of relief for me when it's not forced or it's not like a mandatory task. You know what I mean? So, like Pommels, for example, also wrote in the chat. It's always nice to see the progress. For example, when you're harvesting it. So we have some areas in our garden where we actually have some vegetables, where we have some fruit, stuff like this, which is always very cool to see when you start beginning of the year planting all of that stuff, and then at the end of the year you can harvest it, like pumpkins, for example. Then you can make your own pumpkin soup. When you have like your own chilies, when you have like your own paprika and stuff like this, or your own apples, it's always cool. But I also find a relief for me. But it's not like a real hobby. It's like something I need to do, but actually I enjoy it while I'm doing it. It's like building stuff. So, for example, I built like a tiny house where I can store all my tools for the garden, for example.
Yeah.
And then I built it like a front roof for the kind of house. Then I'm building like a new porch in front of it made of wood. Then I'm going to renew like the roof of that house. Then I'm going to do other stuff. But actually, what I want to have is like another hobby, because I think I need to have something where I can get completely lost. And like you mentioned, for example, you have such a feeling when you're building your World War II jet models, for example, because you are in that
back
moment.
In the days, just as an example.
Yeah, but you are actually in that moment. You're not like thinking about other stuff. You're not thinking about running a company. You have that kind of task. You have that on your agenda whatsoever. You're really in that moment. And that's something you need to learn. And I think maybe for me, it's a new hobby also to accompany my daughter in your new school, which means helping her with the homeworks, with learning, and also for me to renew my knowledge. For example, later today, we are going to learn for chemistry, which is kind of crazy because I hated chemistry back in school. But on the other hand, what I have to say is, back in the school, I've always seen school as like something bad. For me, it was like a cool area where I can meet up my friends. But the overall school was something I hated a lot, because I was forced to do, or I was forced to learn something, stuff I didn't like, and there were some parts of school which I liked, when it's stuff which was like stuff which I really enjoyed to learn or to talk about. But I think now it's like, okay, I want to learn something new. Okay, let's check out chemistry once again. Maybe it's something cool. Maybe I have a hobby later, so doing the modern Breaking Bad or something like this. when gaming not working out, then I'm doing something I like this. I don't know. So actually I'm looking for a hobby. So my neighbor is the kind of hobby dude. So when when I'm going to visit him once in a while, he's always like, hey, I have a new hobby. What is it this time? I don't know. Going paragliding, going surfing, going, for example, like Thomas said, camping, something like this. But always when he has a new hobby, he's always all in. It's not like I'm going to try it out. No, I'm doing it like on a really high professional level. And that's always cool, because then I can also
if you go camping, you have that 5,000 box like super pro level camping equipment, you mean? And are we talking about that scale, sort of?
Yeah.
Okay, that's insane. Yeah, I probably wouldn't go that far with that investment, but interesting. Yeah, cool. So chat, if you have any cool ideas for any new hobbies Rosie might can move his attention towards, feel free to make suggestions. I saw something about camping and paintball and Lego. Lego is definitely a promising one, since my nephews were born and were old enough to play Lego. It became kind of a part-time hobby for me once again as well. But I'm not doing that on my own. I'm not that intrigued into building Lego models anymore.
Pommels just wrote in the chat that we need to join him with paintball and get our ass wiped.
Challenge accepted. No worries.
I would say we can do like really a challenge. So maybe you Pommels and your team against Shiny or something like this, because I think we also have some pros in our team.
Oh yes.
But yeah, the issue is we need to fly them over.
Definitely, but it's a challenge. It's not a problem we can solve at all. It's a challenge, but we can probably do that. Yeah, talking about pros in our team. Like I said, I saw you had a very lovely time last chat with Kev, talking about game design, talking about the latest focus points. We are currently aiming towards or working up on like dressing up our third track, which Phil, our art director, is currently very involved in. Kevin is working on differentiating the characters more and more so that our small character, our rabbit or JJ octopus character, feels like gameplay wise feels a little different from the other. Frank, Dave, and Tom, who are currently looking into giving the game more complexity with building flow maps. So basically giving water a certain direction, give it more complexity to differentiate, but basically make it different, to make Tidal Rush different from just being an arcade racer on basically a road that looks like water, to really turn it into that you have that uncertainty of driving on water, because it wouldn't be driving a jet ski on water if you every once in a while lose slightly control over the vehicle you're riding. That's the feeling we try to recreate, and that's what the guys are currently doing. But there's also a couple of other stuff that happened in this and last week, which I'm definitely not gonna hide from you. So I would say let's quickly jump into that little video I prepared.
Woo!
Once again, it's only a 1 minute video, and I'm probably gonna pause it every once in a while, because initially I created this for social media, so I cut off quite a lot of content. But it's actually quite cool what the guys have done there. So if we switch.
But before we start the video, thank you, Kev, again for joining me last week, and to be such a good substitute. And on the other hand, also a big kudos to the team for the work they've done the last week and also still doing. And now, Ronnie, it's your turn to show the world what we achieved, and to rise and shine.
Just want to point out, Kevin, you're not only our favorite substitute, you're also a very likely person and a lovely person to have on the team, not only a substitute. So talking about product updates, we did a bunch of progress, or we have achieved a bunch of progress in the visual effects department. So Vin shared a lot of insights with us at the beginning of this week or end of last week with updated boost visual effects that where the god streaks you see, those little blue lines on the screen, are now much more highlighted, much more dense, gives it a little bit more action to the feel. Also the finish line got a little bit of rework. Also some confetti has been added, so if you now go through the final lap and you pass over the finish line, you have that lovely feeling of really being a champion or being a winner in that race. By all those lovely little confetti effects being displayed.
Something you're never going to experience, right?
Something you can definitely experience, and you can also experience it in the next tech demo version that we're gonna release very soon. Why it's not in the tech demo yet, I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit, because we've faced some technical challenges at the moment, and I think Devlog is also in the chat as well. You can comment on that one if he likes to. But so far, that's the status quo and the progress we've made. And there's a bunch of other stuff that we also achieved. I gave the stream the title "Lots of Moving and Broken Things." So definitely the motto of this week's this week's moving achievements have been also the new basically joining the lobby animation. So if you're in an online lobby and you're joining as a player, there's currently a very tech art sort of entry-level animation. So you're basically flying in from the top right corner of the screen into the lobby, which Dave gave me this lovely little video to showcase that. It's a lot of players at the moment. Don't worry, that's just for testing purposes. So we're not going to do 16 or 32 players as of right now, because that game is still supposed to run on a Switch 1. So don't worry.
It's always crazy. It's always crazy to see that even if maybe it seems that there are tiny steps, but those tiny steps combined, they're making a huge difference when you join the game again. And it's always nice to see what happens,
absolutely,
or what can happen in 1 week, right?
So, and I definitely need to go back a little bit because we got a question from Pommels. The confetti looks amazing. Were the splashes also new? So you probably talk about the splashes on the water surface. So the water got a couple of updates in the last weeks, but we haven't touched it quite a lot in the last couple of days. So the splashes are not super new, but they're kind of new. It depends on when you played the demo for the last time. So they might look new to you. It's quite lovely. So like
maybe sorry for interrupting again, but maybe also it's a good time for you guys, if you want to join us in today's play session again, download the tech demo, and then you can join a lobby, especially you, Pommels.
Absolutely. And in regards to what you just said, I will post once more and pin the download link to the tech demo in the chat. So that
still keep in mind probation period.
Probation period. Yeah, but I'm prepared. I'm ready. I'm adjusting to every situation you're throwing at me. So hit me hard. All right. So moving on to the last update for this time, and I think this is a big one. It doesn't look like much, but this is definitely a big one. Frank finally did achieve to make pickups or to turn pickups into a moving object. And this is not only tied to pickups. This could potentially be tied to any kind of in-game element, any collectible, any sort of thing that as a player you want to collect. And this unlocks really a lot of potential because every item that we basically place in a level is not static anymore. Basically, we can play with it. We can create some more or many more risk and reward situations by placing items on various moving objects. We can place pickup items on like the moving crocodiles that are floating or swimming throughout the level. We can place items in the geyser or geyser inside the level. I'm still not 100% certain how you pronounce that. I'm never giving up of saying both. So I think this one really unlocks a lot of opportunity and variety in the track design and also in future track designs. So this was something that we waited for quite a long time, and also our designer Kev, I think, is very happy about this. So this will definitely be something that we are very, very much looking forward to see in action.
Pommels tries to play the game on his arcade stick.
Or I would love to see you playing Tidal Rush on your arcade stick. That would be, lovely. Yeah, that's it for the product updates.
Yeah, nice update.
Quite short and crispy this time. So hopping back into the chatting, and what else did we had? I mean, I mentioned it in the beginning of the stream. Rosie, you had such a nice. You called it the hot seat all the time. I tried to remember all the famous quiz shows I watched when I was a kid, but I didn't come up with any name back from then. But I think the hot seat is actually quite a fitting thing. And I was so inspired by what you actually did there that I came up with a couple of questions myself this time for you. So I would say, guys, let's play a little hot quiz round. Ask Rosie a couple of questions.
Okay, I'm focusing and locked in.
Focusing and locked in. So for the ones in front of the screens, if you're not familiar with that format, we use the streams also to play a little game between Rosie and me, or with our streaming guests as well. So we ask tiny questions that you usually should be able to answer without a lot of like thought process involved. And it will tell you a little bit more about who you are dealing with here in the stream. So first question, if animals could talk, which one would be the rudest?
I would say cats.
Why is that? Or are we detailing that out, or are we just sticking the answer into the room and never talk about it again?
I would say cats because based on their behavior and actually how they are, even with their meow, can control a human. I would say if they can talk, they would be so rude, and they also would use a lot of curse words like "Get the fuck up! I need food! Hurry up! Who are you?" Yeah, it's something like this.
What about the master? It actually shows that cats are the master, and you are just there. They're slaves. The second question I actually prepared, I think, was kind of answered already because we talked a lot about weird food. But what's the weirdest thing you have ever eaten on purpose?
I think it was part of a cow's stomach.
Ew, that's really a weird thing.
It looks like ew, it tastes like ew, and it also feels in the mouth like ew, because it's actually like rubber. It's like rubber, and also the texture, the feeling of it. Oh, still give me shivers. Nope.
Yeah, just thinking
Never
about
again.
Just thinking about it gives me the same feeling.
Maybe it would also be cool if the chat would answer those questions as well. Like, what is the weirdest food you ever have eaten? What do you think is the rudest animal? So it would be fun also to read your answers in the chat.
Sure, yeah. The game is not only intended for Rosie. I mean, if you want to join and put in your answers as well, please feel free to do so. I think everyone enjoys a funny answer every once in a while. So, Rosie, if your life had a theme song that played every time you entered the room, what would that theme song be?
1 second, Top Gun. Highway to the Danger Zone, Kenny Loggins. That's my song.
Yeah, that's a nice choice for a song. I definitely admire that. Thomas is replying, the coolest animal is an axolotl for sure. But what's the rudest? That's the question.
Yeah.
An axolotl by definition can't be rude. I deny that fact. It's way too cute for that. So next question, which cartoon character do you secretly relate to the most?
That's a good question.
Minnie Mouse.
No. One Punch Man, Saitama.
One Punch Man, okay. He's actually is an anime kind of a cartoon character. I think cartoon is it's a good.
Okay, for cartoon.
Maybe that's a question for the chat. Would you consider a cartoon and an anime the same thing, or at least the character? Is anime like a subgenre of a cartoon? I don't know. I would probably say no.
So at least it's like painted, you know. It's like handmade. So okay, cartoon wise, I would say related to. That's a very good question. I would say Rick from Rick and Morty.
Nice. Yeah, that. I would count for that. If you could instantly become great at any silly talent, which would you pick?
Juggling.
Nice. Would you rather always have to hop instead of walk, or sing instead of talk?
Sing instead of talk, but only if my singing voice is good. Because actually, I'm doing this already. So I just ask my family when I come when I come back at home. I'm always like, "Hello, who's here?"
Honestly, the minute I came up with that question, I thought to myself, like, yeah, I'm doing that all the time. It doesn't matter if I sing bad or not. I'm always doing that. I'm singing everything. I should probably talk.
but it could be awesome in specific situations, like if you need to, I don't know, say something sad or something worse happening, or for example, you hit your tiny toe at the table or so. Instead of cursing, then you're just singing like, "Oh no, not again." Would be funny, I think.
We have the rudest enemy in the chat at the moment is either a boar or a Stinktier, which is a skunk, I think, in English, or a raccoon. Raccoon, I would definitely agree with the raccoon. Raccoons are just nasty.
I don't know.
Skunk.
Yeah. I would say that raccoons would behave like those seagulls from Finding Nemo. Mine, give it to me. Yeah, I think so, because they always want to have all the things humans have, like looking in the trash and stuff like this. I think a boar is kind of nice, I would say.
I think so.
And in the skunk, I don't know, because also I don't think that skunks are rude. I would say cat because you just need to figure out who has actually already a shitty behavior as an animal. I think seagulls would be rude.
Seagulls. Sorry for my pardon my French, but seagulls are assholes in my opinion.
Yeah. They would say something like, they would say something like, "Why are you looking at me? I'm gonna shit on you. I'm gonna shit on you. I'm gonna shit on you." You know.
Honey badger beats skunk and raccoon. Yeah, I definitely disagree. I definitely agree.
Honey
Not
badger,
disagree.
yeah.
I definitely agree. Honey badger is a nasty one.
Honey badgers would always provoke you. Are you looking at me? Do you want to fight? Do you want to fight? Do you want to fight?
Yeah. Rosie, next last 3 questions.
Yeah.
Which superpower would be the most inconvenient to have?
I don't know. Flying?
Why inconvenient? What's flying inconvenient for you?
Oh, did I understand inconvenient? Can you say it in German? Maybe inconvenient. What does inconvenient mean right now? Can you say it quickly in German?
The most useless. You could also say.
Okay. Sorry for my bad English. The most inconvenient.
Die unpraktischste ist, glaube ich, is the German translation for it. I would say.
The most useless. Whoa. I think when it's called superpower, then I think it cannot be inconvenient. At least it's something like, I don't know.
It depends.
You can eat every hot food. I don't know. For example, and you don't feel the heat of hot food. But I think it's only inconvenient when it goes along with like some unnecessary perks. Like you can time travel, or you can, for example, teleport yourself to any location in the world, but every time you're doing this, you're losing one of your years of living, for example. Yeah. But I don't know, what is your most inconvenient superpower? Do you have an inconvenient superpower? I don't know.
I don't know. I saw I once heard about a polka dot man who's basically able to shoot out polka dots. I think it was one of a movie trailer or something like that. That is, in my opinion, quite inconvenient. Devlog says, to quote Terry Pratchett, making things moist. It's a useless superpower. Yeah. I kind of agree to that. Axel, hi, sorry I'm a bit late. How is the ear infection running? Thanks for asking. So ear's doing much better already. I'm definitely gotten rid of most of the nuisance of it. Still hurting a little bit, but I'm back in the seat. Thanks for asking.
We need to keep it easy with the trash talk today.
We need to keep it easy with the trash talk. I think I'm allergic to trash talk. That's probably where it came from. No, I'm doing that all the time myself. So coming to the last 2 questions of our hot seat, and then I would say let's run into a couple of rounds with the chat of Tidal Rush. So if you haven't downloaded the game yet, the download link for the tech demo is attached to the chat. Once again, at the top, you will find the pinned message there. Download the tech demo, and we are ready to play. In the meantime, Rosie, what's the most useless fact you know?
The most useless fact, I don't know if it's useless, but I know where Rome was founded. And I only knew
incredibly
this.
Funny. That was the exact same thing I had in mind when I thought about the question. That is a little bit creepy.
Because it's based on a rhyme, how we learned it in history class back in the days. In Germany, we say Eselsbrücke, like donkey bridge. I don't know why, but maybe it's like a bridge to get to the real fact. And in Germany, it's like 753 kroch Rom aus dem Ei, and literally it means like 753. Rome was born, or something like this, or Rome was coming out of the egg.
Jumped out of the egg.
But it's burned to my brain. I think that's even more, but that was the first I had in mind right now.
Could impress every history teacher with that, definitely.
Yeah.
Would you last question? Would you rather have a rewind button or a fast forward button for your life? Quite a deep one, actually. Rewind. Why rewind? Why rewind?
Not fast forward, because I want to enjoy every moment in my life. Because afterwards, when you are dying, it's. I think just think about the movie with Adam Sandler called with the remote. It was a Click, where he fast forwarded half of his life. But rewind is cool because then you can specific situations or make them not happen. You know what I mean? Or maybe you can fix it, or maybe you can give better advices or something like this. Depends on how long you can rewind. And also, you can be a very good magician because you can then pretend things. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
You can read minds then, because you can ask the question. Or for example, you can say, I don't know, I can guess your name. And then you say like, it's Tiffany. And then she says, no, then you just rewind, because actually she's going to tell you her real name. Then you can rewind and you can say, okay, it was Agatha. And then, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Also superpower. Yeah, that's cool.
All right. That is my very last question for today's hot seat. I hope you enjoyed it. Well done.
It was cool.
Useless fact from Deflatron, 142,857 multiplied by any number between 1 and 6 rotates the digits in the number. Multiplying it by 7 makes it 999,999. That is quite a nerdy fun fact to know, but I will definitely I will validate that fun fact after the stream, probably, because I'm not going to do any crazy maths right now. But that's actually an interesting fun fact to know. All right, so I would say let's hop into a bit of Tidal Rush. I'm definitely eager to play a couple of rounds with the chat as well. And then in the meantime, we can also tell you a little bit more about what's going on behind the scenes. Currently, a lot of stuff, and that's the second part of the stream, which is why I called it lots of things are moving and broken.
I love that Devlog actually puts all the calculations into the chat right now.
He's a dev. Dev loves their numbers. That's the way it is. All right. So everyone who would like to join us in today's play session, please start the tech demo now. I will do the same thing. Just give me a second. I just need to connect my Xbox controller, and I forgot to start up my Steam. I'm so sorry. So it takes probably a little bit longer. Yeah, like I said, I named the stream, I think, a lot of things. Let's talk about lots of things moving and broken things. Because currently a lot of things are actually breaking down. It's kind of a depressing start into the week, and also end of the last week. Because not only did we had a big security issue, Unity detected and then forced some updates onto us, which ruined Deflatron's weekend.
Yeah, thanks for hopping in and solving this.
And thank you so much for always covering our asses with hopping onto these kind of problems immediately. But also, it seems like we just encountered a new problem with Fmod, which is an audio and sound effects implementation middleware. For the ones you're not familiar with that term, they seem to also have an issue going on at the moment, and we're trying to fix that. It basically broke apart all of our build infrastructure, and at the moment we can't build or create any new development builds. We can't show you any of the progress that I just showed you in the videos, which is a bit unfortunate. Maybe I'm gonna just play in the Unity editor the next time to overcome this, or something else. But at the moment, a lot of things are unfortunately broken. Also, like after obviously we withdrawn our interest in participating in the Steam Next Fest, we have a lot of planning going on at the moment. I'm thinking about what basically we can achieve until the Steam Next Fest that is coming afterwards. Let me quickly switch into the gameplay stream. Why is my game not?
Yeah, I already opened up the lobby, so feel free to join us. Would be awesome. Tovaban is already there.
Tovaban is always there. I love that.
My lovely arc enemy. No, he's not an arc enemy, but it's always cool to have you in the lobby. And Pommels. That's cool. That's awesome.
Pommels is joining us. That is lovely.
Yeah, that's
thanks for joining us and
really
making our lives living hell in that game. I would say no. It's thanks for having you, and we love the challenge. We love the challenge. So a lot of things are broken at the moment, but there's also good news. That was the good news. It was my voice crack. My voice cracked there for a second. There's also good news. Rosie, I think you handed in our funding application. Is that right?
Yeah, I think you know this, but the chat not. Yeah, so we handed over our funding application, which was quite a huge task. So everyone who's not familiar with funding in the games industry, especially in Germany, so in other countries you have kind of, I don't know, the government introducing like tax reliefs or something like this for game companies. But in Germany, you need to apply for funding. And by apply, I mean actually you need to do a lot of documentation stuff, writing together informations that actually it reminds me of my final exam at the bachelor studying. You know what I mean? So because first of all, you need to check if you are allowed to apply. Then you need to prepare a lot of information based on what you want to do. So actually our documentation about the game itself is like nearly 40 or 50 pages. Then you need to break down everything time-wise. How many employees, how many hours per employee, on what kind of working task, and when do we want to achieve what kind of milestone, everything like this. So when you have everything together, then you have like a test, a cultural test. Because they only want to fund you if you have like several check marks behind questions, like does it goes along with like any German related stuff, historical wise, architectural wise, so everything related to culture. How many of your employees are located in Germany, stuff like this. And then you aren't allowed to hand it over just now, so then you have to hand it over to the DLR, which is kind of another part of the German ministry who do like the pre-check. Then you have like a meeting with them. Then they give you feedback about what you need to adjust, and then you are allowed to apply. And then you need to wait up till I think 3 months till you have the final go to receive the money.
That is an insanely complicated process. By the way, Rosie, I think our lobby is full. So if you would like to start the session, I think we can go. And also another fun fact for the ones who don't know, the infamous DLR that Rosie just mentioned, the institution that is taking care of all the funding procedures for the games industry, is actually quite an interesting fact to know for the ones who are not familiar with that. That is the German Institution for Aviation, so basically aerospace and space travel, which is quite insane because they basically have nothing to do with gaming. They do games fund supervision, which is kind of interesting, I think. That sounds like the secret hidden dream of every accountant and every business-related person. To me, this sounds absolutely horrible, and kudos to you that you're dealing with that process day by day. I don't want to go through this. This sounds like so much annoying paperwork.
It's a lot of paperwork.
And I have no clue who I've just put a mine in front of his face, but I'm not sorry for that.
It wasn't me.
A wild Devlog just appeared. Rosie, do you want to tell us a little bit more about the stream that is coming up on Thursday? Because I think we are gonna introduce another team member. One that a lot of people already know.
Yeah, so I think he's well known from the chat already. So his name is Devlog, and he's going to join us this Thursday, because Thursday is typically our meeting the team day. So we always have like guests in the stream talking about his role at Shiny, and this time it's going to be Tom. And I think there's also something we're going to talk about on Thursday, but it was a funny way how Tom actually joined us, because I do not want to spoil too much, but what I can say is it's he found us, which is like really a God-given, or it was like a God-given thing, because we were like, okay, fuck, we need to look up the needle in the hay, but actually the needle finds the hay.
That's a very nice way of saying it. Yeah, you will actually learn more about what that exactly means, how Tom managed his way into Shiny Dynamics working on Tidal Rush as well. Definitely quite an interesting story. So next stream is Gonna be Thursday, 4 p.m. as always. Yeah, beating Devlog in person, aka Tom. So very, very happy for you to join us on Thursday. Talk a bit about the technical side of Tidal Rush.
Oh, what the fuck!
It's a Bluetooth.
Sorry. Sorry for cursing.
The blue torpedoes scare the creeps out of you, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it was the last straight.
Yeah.
I was full in the momentum of my very good boost, and I've just seen the appearance of those blue signage for for the blue torpedo. I was like, no.
How's the
So it was quite close.
how's the audio of the game in the stream, by the way, chat? Can you give me like a short signal? Because last time I think we had a little bit a misbalance between sound effects and game music. You're good. All right, then I think we can go on, and we have Vin joining us in the lobby as well. That is quite nice. So let's hop into another round right away.
Now shit's getting serious. Now shit's getting serious.
Overban is on space 1 in the lobby. Is that an omen? Is that a promise? What is that?
Maybe. I think it's a promise.
It's a promise, probably. If that's the winning order sort of the next race, then Vin and I, we are basically winning hearts of people, not the race itself.
Okay, cool. Phil, would you be nice to press A or confirm that we can log in?
Nice. Vin did order some pizza. Oh, that's that is a nice thing to end the day, I would say. But thanks for joining anyway. I mean, you can still eat pizza and play Tidal Rush on the sideline. That's totally possible.
Also, a question: the dividing the society. If you can choose one of those two things to have it for the rest of the life, the other one is just erased. Would you go for a burger or would you go for pizza?
Oh, I would definitely go for pizza. Pizza is my jam. Can't tell you why. It's just the sheer. It's the genius behind the simplicity of pizza as a dish itself. Also the variety of what you can basically do with it. Yes, I'm a pineapple on pizza kind of guy. I told that in the last stream, or I wrote that in the chat the last time. I can still live with that. But apart from the pineapple topic, there's so many other different variations of pizza that I just love. What's your favorite pizza? Anyway,
my favorite pizza are it's hard. So nothing with mushrooms on it because I don't like mushrooms.
Can you relate to that?
I really like a very good made salami pizza, so very basic. I would say my most favorite pizza is salami pizza, yeah, because you cannot do, you cannot mess it up. You know what I mean?
Just a lot of meat on it, and we're good to go.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I think just meat, just meat.
I think one of my favorites is probably Diavolo, which is like a spicy sort of salami.
Alright, it's also good.
And is there one as well? I really do enjoy a good quattro formaggi, which is basically like 4 different pieces of cheese. And who doesn't like melted cheese? I mean, melted cheese is probably the best thing ever invented on this planet. And for a fact, I'm not discussing about that. That is a fact indeed. But yeah, this is probably one of the reasons why pizza is always the winner for me. I mean, yeah, there's cheese on burger, but the sort of balance between cheese and the rest of the ingredients is just wrong on burger. I think that's sort of disqualifying it for me.
It depends on the burger. So the best burger I've ever eaten, and so guys, you can challenge me on this. It's from In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out Burger is the best burger on the planet.
What's an In-N-Out Burger? Please tell me the buns are inside or what?
It's like, no, In-N-Out Burger is like a franchise, but you can only get these in, I think, in the western parts of the United States. I think especially you have them in California and also in Texas. And they are so good because they are very basic. The ingredients always fresh. Then you also have I don't know. It's very basic. You can just order like 2 different types of burger in the menu, but you have like secret wordings to actually also get like other orders, like only a burger, or like a burger in like in wrapped up with a vegetable or something like this. I don't know, but it's very basic. It's very good. And there was also a German streamer called Montana Black several weeks ago in California, and he also was the first time in In-N-Out, and he was like, oh, it's the best burger I've ever eaten in my life. So challenge me on this. Prove me wrong. Give me your suggestions. What do you think is the best burger in the world, or what is your best pizza in the world?
Okay, so definitely the next time I'm going to be in the States, I will check out In-N-Out Burger. By the way, before I continue, I don't know, Rosie, if you're also still in the race summary screen or not, but am I the only one who has this weird bug on the racing summary screen with like our names appearing multiple times? Because I'm on 8th and 1st place, the same as Devlog, with having undefined times and also times in the race. I mean,
you were
stream,
so
I haven't recorded
good
anymore.
that you just overcome yourself, Ronnie.
Yeah, I'm just way too fast for this game. I just cloned myself while driving. So that's a good one. No, it's the bots. Okay, so the bots copied my name, which is, I think, a copyright issue. That's a bad one. Ooh, Devlog added our names as well. That's a sneaky one. Interesting. All right, let's try another one.
Asked us if we have a Patreon already. No, we don't have Patreon.
We don't have a Patreon at the moment, unfortunately. But
is it called Patreon? Sorry, my Patreon. German tongue. Patreon.
The Patreon.
No, we don't have a Patreon.
We don't have a Patreon now. But I think if it's not too complicated, I can probably set up a Patreon and put it into the stream and social media channel description. So very kind of you that you actually would like to support us. But we only take donations up from €1,000 upwards, I think. So no, that's of course not true.
No.
But definitely follow, share, spread the word. Devlog
that's the best support we can have.
That's the best support you can do. A Patreon is definitely something we can have a look into. That's a good thing. Then we will see. And if you have a couple of euros flying around, obviously we are always happy to take them. And everything we get in terms of donations, obviously, will go straight into the development of this game or further games. Because obviously Tidal Rush is not first and it's not going to be the last game we hopefully going to produce. Yes. So yeah, there's gonna be more. So let's hop into another round then. Let's see if that weird racing summary screen bug is happening once again. What's on bug?
And actually, what we also need to introduce is like a Grand Prix. That I don't know, once a week, Tuesdays maybe, that we always have like a Grand Prix with the community.
I definitely want to have Grand Prix, by the way, is definitely a good. That's actually a perfect segue, Rosie, because I definitely want to.
You're welcome.
I definitely want to have a look into that feature sooner or later. And very, very soon, fellas, we are also gonna introduce.
No, Phil!
Phil is in the mood for fighting. Grand Prix, the feature Grand Prix is, I would say, almost ready to be deployed. We're working on the tracks, we're working on the Grand Prix feature, finishing up all the user interface elements at the moment. So we are actually very, very close to releasing that feature. And it will be a nice thing because, especially for us, but also for the community, you know, we play the same track over and over again for months now. For us, it will be quite refreshing to finally have a Grand Prix feature, have an ongoing consecutive tournament with multiple races in a row with different tracks. It will be a totally different experience. And I'm really looking forward to the new tracks, because what I've seen so far, and we are also going to show that to you, our lovely followers, very, very soon. And the easiest way, obviously, to get informed about the latest updates is if you're, if you're watching our streams, if you're following the game, if you're wishlisting the game on Steam, if you're watching this on YouTube, then obviously you can also look into the latest YouTube videos we share. I always also try to add our links into the video descriptions down below. And yeah, Grand Prix is the next big thing, I think, that is going to make its appearance in the game. And from that forward going on, there's just more content. More tracks, more characters, adding flow and direction to the water. Currents, an updated water shader, so the water will become...
oh, Tomaban, what's up?
Will look even better.
Sorry.
It was such a perfect timing because I'm right behind you. I can see how you're fighting, gentlemen.
No boost, no boost, no boost, no boost, no boost. Give him my win. Oh, quite close.
I sneaked apart.
Not even a second between the first and the third position. Yeah, actually, we need to work on the weapon chance table. So because right now you primarily becoming the shield, or again just the shield, I think, and also the mines. But it's something we are working on right now to make it more dynamic. I think the rubber banding still works well. So even if you're in the 6th position or something like this, in the second round, you still can become number 1.
Yeah.
So gentlemen, I would say while we are racing, you can also think about who do we want to rate this time. Would be awesome.
Yes, so that is actually a very good keyword. So as always, I would say we're going to do one more race and then we're going to put an end to this stream. Thank you so much, everyone. Already who joined us today, for joining the stream, for participating in the stream. Love you all. And yeah, like always, we're gonna end the race. The race. We're gonna not only end the race, but we're also gonna end the stream by rating another streamer. So if you have any recommendations, please let us know. Otherwise, I will spend the time after the last race to have a quick look into potential candidates. Definitely want to suggesting Cake 77. That was, I think, the guy you rated last time, if I'm not mistaken.
Cakes, I think so. Yeah. No. Was it Cakes? No, it was not Cakes.
Cake is a lie with the raid message. Was it the last one? Or was it?
I think it
was it the floating head guy, the hybrid one? Yeah, Cake 77. Cake 77 is the last one. Yeah, Cake is a lie. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna probably raid Cake 77 once again then, and we are going to have our raid message be the Cake is a lie.
Can you prepare the raid message for lazy people like me?
I can definitely do that as soon as I've beaten all of you. Because so far I haven't seen any major competition in this game. And this is the moment where I probably jinxed it and went too cocky.
No. Evil up. No.
Do you know a couple of fellas do you know a couple of fellas who just have the perfect evil laughter? I know like one or two friends in my closer friends zone, I would say, who are they could be like the perfect actors for evil laughter.
My wife.
I don't know, I've never heard your wife laughing like in a very evil way.
That's the thing. She's never laughing. I don't know actually.
But when she's laughing, that's the moment you need to be.
Yeah, but I would say my wife has a lovable or a lovely laughter, but actually also my friends, they all have like funny laughter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So always like it sounds silly, I don't know, but a really evil one. What is Phil doing on the first position?
Achieving victories.
But I have seen that he missed the item.
Oh, dinosaur.
Blue one, thank you for the blue torpedo.
Not again.
Sorry.
Right in front of the Insulin one.
It was straight from the heart.
Oh, that one was personal, yeah? Felt that. Okay, how can I ruin your day? I don't want any fancy stuff. That's unfortunate.
Yes.
Easy. First and second place, I would say, well deserved. Well deserved win. Doing the funny dance here. Do a little dance, make a little win in Tidal Rush. And that's the reason, by the way, why I pretend to sing instead of talk. Because I can just come up with funky new texts.
Just think about, instead of walking, you need to dance. It would also be cool. Just think about it. If
Dancing
you want
everywhere.
to go somewhere, yeah, for example, like with a moonwalk, you just go down the streets and
imagine you're
moonwalk.
moonwalking all day long. Like, I mean, obviously it will become quite boring if you see that every day, but it has a certain style factor to it, I would say. All right, I will hop into a different scene because I think this was it for us at the moment, and we have a raid message in the chat provided by Devlog. Thank you so much. Kapow, the cakes, 77 cakes are a lie. That is going to be the raid message for today. Copy and paste that and post that as soon as we are in the channel.
And also stay a bit in the other stream, share some love. Would be awesome. Support the other ones. Support the supporters, and maybe the supporters support the supporters. I don't know.
That makes
absolutely
no sense, but no, it does actually make sense. So the reason, obviously, why we're doing this is it's quite obvious. We want to not only obviously gain a lot of attention ourselves by doing these streams and talk about what we love, making games, but we also want to support, obviously, our fellow streamers, our fellow content creators, and other people who try to make a living out of making games, talking about games, or just sharing their passion. So if we're going to raid someone, then we usually look for someone who is also trying to get a foot into the door with streaming, probably a smaller audience. So every follower, every viewer, every sub, every channel point you spend on there is a help for them. So please do support them. And this time it's going to be Cakes 77. So I will have a look. That I will prepare the raid now. I hope you have prepared the raid message, everyone. Thank you so much once again for joining today. It was a lovely, lovely stream once again. Thanks, Rosie, for joining as well. It's good to be back in the seat with you. I hope that
now we have to discuss this if you are back in the seat. So actually, afterwards,
the application is not
yeah, I need to talk to Kev. What he thinks.
Okay, so maybe we can ask the chat. So in the beginning, I formally reapplied to be one of the co-moderators of the stream, and have I done a good job or not? That's that's for you to decide now. If I can take over one of the pilot seats once again.
Like all those bigger streamers, just put a 1 into the chat if you think Ronnie has done a great job and his application was a success. If there's no 1, then then we know.
Then we're gonna find out. Okay, so in the meantime, we have Cakes 77. Yeah, I think this is the guy we had last time. All right, then I will say thank you so much, everyone. This is the end of our stream for today. I'm gonna start the rating now. I hope every one of you will join us. And yeah, hope to see you the next time on Thursday, 4 p.m. Central European time. Rosie, was a pleasure. Like I said, see you next time.
Thank you,
and
my friend.
Enjoy the rest of your day. See you around. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Let's see who will join us in the raid.
Did Tom just wrote poop out a sub if you can?
Poop out a sub if you can. Yeah, that's exactly what he did.
That's crazy. So where's the counter? Where can I see the counter?
You should see it in the chat at the moment. So there's at least for me as the owner, obviously, I have a button here right now, or there's a little timer ticking down, like a small purple bar that gets smaller and smaller. And as soon as this bar runs out, that's the one when basically everyone will start switching into the other Twitch channel. Hold the bottom of your pants, engaging warp to cakes, counting down. Exactly. The one. So as soon as everyone is ready, and I think 7 viewers is the amount of people that are going to join us. I don't know if anyone else is going to join. How long is the Twitch timer actually in total? Is that 60 seconds? I assume that because the bar is ticking down quite slowly.
Yeah, so I think for the next time we need to time it a bit better. Not saying bye and then start the raid.
I mean, I can say bye all the time. Love you, fellas. Raid countdown is almost over, so I'm just gonna hit right now, and we're good to go. So, thanks everyone. Have a lovely end of your day. Bye bye.
That's awesome. Thank you.